and we're back. I hope this sun that's setting to the left of me isn't washing up my face. Probably is though, huh? This is the 1 year update. It's more like a 1 year and 3 month, 4 month update. I forgot exactly when I got it. I know it was around Christmas of 2021. No. Christmas of 2020. Anyway, it's been a year and a few months. And if you watch this series, I've made 3 videos on whether I recommend it or not. That was the first one. I did not recommend it because of what was going on with that arm up top. I made a second video on what they sent to fix it, and then a third and final video on if the solution worked. And this is the 1 year later wrap up, as I stated. And I have to say, to make a long story short, it has held up. As you can see from the video that you just watched, that was me doing lat pull downs with about 115 pounds. The first set, the second set was 165, and that final set you saw was the full stack plus the 15 pounds of chains plate, so 215 pounds. And everything is held up with a small little tiny caveat, and that is, I'm just gonna take this camera. The caveat is there is about a 3/16 to 1/4. I'm not exactly sure with the tape measurer, but it's around 3/16 of an inch drop from this point here to this end point there. That's about it, and that's pretty much been like that ever since I put it together and started using it. So I remember the gentleman on the Instagram messages telling me that there is settling that will occur once everything's bolted together and you start to use it. So my assumption is that that was the settling, and that very well could have been the settling on the first arm that I got, but it just didn't seem right. Something was more off with that one. Here we are with the machine. It's held up. The question that a lot of people want answered is, do I recommend it? And that is, it depends. It depends on your budget and the amount of use that you plan on using it for. If your budget calls for something more expensive, like the Rogue version, the Prime Fitness version, there's so many versions out there that are better quality, of more of a commercial grade, then I would say go ahead and get that. I mean, that goes with anything. With this, with Powertec, it goes in the category of light duty, light commercial use. This in a full-on gym setting would not last. The steel isn't as heavy as something like this is. The hardware isn't as big as, again, something like this. So I would say it depends. If it's just home gym use, a few people, a couple of times a day, a few times a week, then by all means, this is a great buy. It's lasted me for, like I said, over the year that I've had it. So very little issues, very little maintenance. All I've done is put a little bit of silicone on the guide rods there, and it is as smooth as melted butter on a steak from a Michelin 5-star restaurant. So there's my answer, guys. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment below. As you know, I respond to everything. But that's it. There is one question, and it's with that shroud that I took off. If you look real close, you see that the Powertec shroud, which is probably to protect fingers, it's a safety issue, and it also cleans up the machine a little bit. I've taken that off from a suggestion that someone posted on a previous video. Someone asked what it looked like with the shroud removed. So I did it, and I'll be honest, I like it, but I'm curious to know what other people think with something like this. Would you leave it on for safety issues, or would you leave it on because it looks a little bit cleaner, or you take it off. I will say this, it's so much easier to change the weight with that shroud removed, because I just reach over and pull it. Whereas that shroud had probably a 3 to 4 inch hole that I had to turn my hand in sideways to pull the pin out and grab it. Whereas now I can just move, it moves freely. So that's it, guys and girls. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think about the shroud or no shroud. Please comment on that below too. Anyway, that's it. Powertec Lat Pulldown final review, unless something happens. Thank you.